Live from Hazard, Kentucky, this is Jammin Jon's Wrestling News. Here's your news for Thursday, August 9th, 2018. We start off with some breaking news in the professional wrestling world. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, Scott Colton, better known as Colt Cabana, is suing his best friend Phillip Brooks, better known as CM Punk, for breach of contract and fraud in Cook County Circuit Court. According to the lawsuit, Punk had agreed to help Cabana with legal fees from the duo's legal battle with WWE Dr. Chris Amon. Cabana is claiming that Punk said in a text that he would be 100% covered, but failed to help, and Cabana was left with $513,736 in unpaid legal bills. Punk had allegedly asked Cabana to pay for half of the legal fees, which would be $256,868, and stated to Cabana, "You're on your own." According to the lawsuit, Cabana is asking for $200,000 in general damages, along with $1 million in punitive and exemplary damages. The lawsuit claims Brooks acted with fraud, malice, and oppression towards Colton with the deliberate intention of causing Colton harm. Stay tuned to Jammin Jon's Wrestling News for any more further breaking news updates on this story. The WWE announced the following today. Renee Young will be stepping in for Jonathan Coachman on the Raw announce team as a guest commentator this Monday night, ESPN.com reports. Coachman, meanwhile, will be fulfilling another obligation. Young will work alongside Michael Cole and Corey Graves for all 3 hours of the broadcast, making this the first time a woman has called an entire episode of Raw. Don't miss Renee Young's historic Raw announce team debut live this Monday at 8/7 Central on USA Network. And on the topic of Renee Young doing guest commentary for Monday Night Raw, she reacted to the news with the following Instagram post. "I've tried to write a caption for this several times over, but nothing can truly relate how much I'm freaking out about this. Can't wait to call Raw with Michael Cole and Corey Graves this Monday. Thank you for the opportunity, Vince, Triple H, and many others." And a big congratulations out to Renee Young. She wholeheartedly deserves it. With the success of All In and the ROH New Japan Pro Wrestling event at Madison Square Garden, Dave Meltzer of 4FWOnline.com is reporting that WWE is becoming very aggressive when it comes to signing talent. In addition to Phoenix and Pentagon Jr., the WWE is reportedly also interested in signing Shane Strickland. William Regal announced on social media that due to Aleister Black's injury, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano will now face off for the NXT title in a last man standing match at NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. That one should be another hell of a match between those two in that amazing rivalry. And speaking of injuries, according to Dave Meltzer of 4FWOnline.com, Nia Jax has taken time off to heal up, but injury details haven't been provided. Ricochet has been resting up for his match with Adam Cole at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Ricochet was hurt back in June during an NXT live event in Paris, France. And Bobby Fish's return from knee surgery is looking to be around November or December. In an effort to gain more international sponsors, New Japan Pro Wrestling President Harold Meij has banned English language profanity and middle finger usage. Dave Meltzer noted the following regarding the change. Dave Meltzer said, "Those who have been swearing in English in their promos were privately spoken to and asked as best as they can to clean up their promos. All the wrestlers were told this week to not swear or try not to offend people on social media." There has been conflict in reports about Jason Jordan's status with WWE. At first, Jordan was expected back shortly after WrestleMania 34, and then he was expected back in July. It now appears that Jordan has been dealing with another setback, as Dave Meltzer of 4FWOnline.com has noted the following. Jordan's neck injury situation after surgery is worse than expected. He's not returning at the present time. YouTube star Logan Paul spoke with TMZ.com regarding possibly fighting in the UFC. Paul mentioned that he would like to fight CM Punk, and Paul's brother Jake suggested that one of them has a fight with Connor McGregor. Yeah, those two sacks of garbage wouldn't even last in the UFC. Let's get on to some real news. The WrestleMania attendance is in. The actual paid attendance for WrestleMania 34 was around 59,900. The WWE had announced that 78,130 free fans were in attendance during the show. And speaking of WrestleMania 34, in an interview with Sports Illustrated, Ronda Rousey commented on advice that Vince McMahon gave her prior to her WrestleMania 34 debut. Ronda Rousey said, "I usually walk out and I'm all business, but Vince specifically told me to go out and allow myself to feel everything that I was feeling and not hide anything. And not to try and go out and be the tough girl, but to allow myself to smile, to enjoy it, because, according to Vince, when I smile, the whole world wants to hug me." And finally, here on Jammin Jon's Wrestling News, a pre-sale began today for the Ring of Honor / New Japan Pro Wrestling event at Madison Square Garden during WrestleMania 35 weekend. 60% of the tickets have reportedly already been sold, which would be around 9,000 tickets in a 15,000 seat configuration. So doing really, really well with the ticket sales for this event, which is really no surprise. That is your news for Thursday, August 9th, 2018. Check back here tomorrow for another Jammin Jon's Wrestling News Flash Briefing on Amazon Alexa devices. Big shout out to everybody listening to this on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Stewie Family is the name. Follow me on Twitter at John Caldwell, JONCOLWELL. Follow me on Instagram, the Jammin Jon. If you'd like to sponsor Jammin Jon's Wrestling News, or you're a promotion wanting to get your next big event out through the awesome power of Amazon Alexa, you can email me, jzcaldwell@gmail.com. That's JZCOLWELL@gmail.com. Big shout out to Ryan Hurdle for subscribing to my Patreon. You too can subscribe to me by going to patreon.com/JamminJon. I have free packages on there ranging from free to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I would really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/JamminJon. This is Jammin Jon saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.